I want to share with all of you some baking tips that have really helped me with my sugar cookies. Number one is to never use a floured surface to roll out your cookie dough. Doing so could ruin the texture of your dough. Instead, you can roll it between two pieces of parchment paper. Tip number two is to use some sort of tool to measure the thickness of your dough and make sure that it's all even. You can use those rulers that come in different thicknesses, or you can use an adjustable rolling pin, which is what I prefer. And I think the best thickness is around 3 to 6 millimeters, which is between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. If your dough is too thin, your cookies are probably going to fall apart, but also if it's too thick, they're not going to bake correctly. Tip number three is to freeze your dough after rolling it out. This really helps to keep the shape of your cookies when cutting them out, and it also helps to keep them from spreading when they bake. Tip number four is to use a perforated cooking mat. This is really going to help your cookies bake evenly. A perforated mat is see-through and has a lot of holes in it. It's not the same as a regular silicone mat, so be sure to get the right one. Tip number five is to use a fondant smoother to flatten your cookies as soon as they come out of the oven. This will really help with your decorating later. And the last tip is to use a cooling rack so they don't get soggy on the bottom. I hope this helps.